is your full name?
My name is Sulema Mendoza. They call me Sue or Coach Sue. I grew up on the east side, but didn't come back here until like 96. I went away for a little bit. Basketball. I've been playing since I was 6. My dad wanted a son, and instead, I became out a girl, so I became his little tomboy. And I've been balling ever since I was 6 years old. My coaches kind of stepped in, and my teachers, I was taken away from my mom when I was 5, so I didn't really have a mother figure. So teachers, coaches, and mentors really stepped up. My dad had issues with, alcohol and drugs and abuse and stuff, so it took my teachers and parents and the village concept basically to look out for, kids that were having issues at home and whatnot. So they're my go-to people. Playing in a women's league, that was the major goal, was to play the WNBA. Unfortunately, I hurt my knee, so next alternative was just playing for fun, and then next, coaching became an opportunity, and now I get to play and coach in a women's league right now. That's a good question. I was 12 years old, and I was in a car accident, a really bad one, got hit by a truck, and it pretty much damaged both my knees. I was told by the doctor that not only would I not be able to walk, I wouldn't even be able to play basketball. And so I've proved him wrong ever since I was 12. Doing what I do now, coaching and being a community health worker. I love being a part of my community. I love giving back. I love being a part of these kids. These kids are my kids. So they're young. I've known them since they were like babies in elementary school. And now my kids are in middle school, high school, and some of them have already graduated. So I've coached all ages, boys and girls, like I said, all genders, all ages, even women's. I've even coached men's. I did midnight basketball at the Y. So basketball has been a big part of who I am and what I do today. I would like to have either my own community center or my own gym, because I do also work for this city, and I do believe that the community centers are not utilized the way that they should. They don't really serve the community. They should have later hours. They should have programs that accommodate the parents, the kids as well. I'm all about our youth, especially between 16 to 24. Unfortunately, when our kids graduate from high school, nobody follows up with them. Nobody makes sure if they went to college, if they get into a career, what path they've taken, and just making sure that they're okay. That life isn't easy. It's not what it seems to be. Sometimes your friends will hurt you, your family will hurt you. You're always thinking it's the person you don't know, but it ends up being the people that are in your circle. I call those haters. You'll have haters when you grow up in life. What I've learned is not to take it personally. People are dealing with their own things, and so if they don't know how to process it and don't know how to manage it, they end up taking it out on other people. I heard a great concept: hurt people hurt people. So people that are suffering and dealing with pain and don't know how to handle and manage those stressors take it out on other people because they don't know how to manage it. So it's like a bully. A bully usually is a bully because they're being bullied, either at home or at school. So we have to understand folks are coming from different places and different environments. Absolutely. I was third grade, I believe. I got jumped by 2 girls. I ended up fighting them off and handled my own, but I always was the one that was looking out for the kids that were getting picked on. So if I saw somebody getting bullied, I made sure I went to go defend them or stop them. Even in the streets in my community, the neighborhood's pretty bad. We're on the east side. I always carry a whistle. So I either blow the whistle if I see something that's not appropriate. I think one Halloween event, there was a bunch of kids that were ganging around this young man and his baby, and they were about to jump him. I just happened to be there. I had my whistle. I told them, they told me, hey, miss, it's none of your business. You need to keep it moving. Well, I just happened to be there, so that made it my business. And second of all, I wasn't going to let something like that happen with a young man holding his baby. My first response is that child safety. So I stuck out until they left, and then finally they left, and I blew the mess out my whistle. So, I got their attention, yeah. That we forget about our kids. We forget that our kids are coming from a place that has challenges. It's not just at school, it's at home and it's at their environment. And so we need to do a better job of providing programs and services and honestly counseling. We just got through a pandemic. We're still in the process of a pandemic, and that's taken a toll on our young people. Young people are dealing with anxiety, depression, and even suicides. So I just want to make sure that we have a platform for that so that kids have somewhere to go and have someone to talk to. I do. I have a 20-year-old son and I have an 11-year-old daughter. My son is the reason I started coaching. I live right across the street from Dawson Park, and so I'd go up there and, shoot some hoops with the young people, and the supervisor there said, hey, have you ever thought about coaching basketball? And I said, sure, I'll try and give it a shot. And so it was an opportunity for me to build a relationship with my son and his friends, the young men in the community. I've realized that I've been coaching for over 20 years. So I've done it at Parks and Rec, at Dawson, at Woodard, Denver Heights. I do basketball camps. I do basketball clinics. I've done basketball tournaments with neighborhood associations. My end goal is to get something going on, maybe every 3 months, a different sport at all these different centers and at the parks, so that kids have plenty of things to do. Gentrification. Everywhere you look now is a new home being built. You got one property that has 3 homes on it, so they're just maximizing as much as possible. You got homes that are up to 300 to 500,000, which is not feasible for anybody from our community or our background. So they're making sure that we're getting pushed out of our neighborhood. And when we don't have these types of discussions, when we don't prepare homeowners, when we don't talk to our older folks about keeping their homes that have been in generations and are losing them because they're unaware or uneducated or have no support, we start to lose our neighborhood little by little. And so as you notice, things are changing around us. Yes, now we have sidewalks. Yes, now we have bright lights, things that we should have had when we were living in this community. So now the funding's coming over here, and I just don't think it doesn't serve the community better than the way that it should. Probably parent support. I'm a single parent myself, so it's all about making time. You always hear people say, I don't have enough time. You have to manage your time just like you manage your money. So you got to make time for your children. You got to make time for yourself. It's called self-care. So you got to make sure you're always taking care of yourself and the children and the people in the community. So my thing is putting time with basketball, putting in time with writing workshops. I'm also a poet, so I like to write. And so I just want to make sure that I make space for that and make time for that. And if I'm healthy and if I'm all around, satisfied with myself, then I can help the next person, right? They always tell you, you can't love somebody if you don't love yourself. So it's always very important to take care of yourself first. So one of the unfortunate situations is, although I am Latina, I don't speak Spanish fluently. So for me, that hurts because I would love to have better interactions with people that come from different countries. You got Panama, Honduras, Guatemala, that have the Spanish origin. And so I know enough to get by, but I really wish that I could know more so I could have a better conversation with folks in the community. So that would probably be the main setback for me personally. I always tell my kids to think before you speak and think before you act. There are consequences to everything you do, so you have to be mindful. Sometimes we come from a hurt place and we say things that we don't necessarily mean at that time, but because we're emotional creatures, we just say whatever and we just do whatever. But at the end, it hurts somebody. And when they tell you words don't hurt, they lied. Words really do hurt. So I want my kids to just be mindful of the things that they say. My biggest thing is just being positive. I want to have positive energy, keep it to where we're a sisterhood or a group, a community, a village, where we look out for each other. We support each other. We encourage each other. So it's all about positivity.
Is there anything you would like to say?
Thank you for the opportunity. I just love being able to serve my community. I believe God gave me a purpose, and it was to do what I'm doing now. And I believe it's because of those coaches, teachers, and mentors that were impact on my life has given me reason to do what I do now for these kids. So thank you.
That was amazing.
Appreciate you.
Very, very much.
Stop it.